The Saddle Row Review is an episode. An episode with a neat twist for this show. Instead of being told in a straightforward way, it's told by constantly switching between the event itself and an interview about the event, which all takes place before the opening scene. Now, that might sound confusing, but it works really well. So, where are we starting? Oh, okay. Everybody's running to Rarity's because they're scared of her reading a review that they gave information for.
I just hope it doesn't end up being an article about how her friends almost ruined the opening.
The keyword here being almost. Great, now where's the tension going to be for the rest of the episode? Rarity eventually starts to read the review, and that's when we get to the real episode. One moment in the shop, and the next at the interview. Repeat. The structure here is so ingeniously disjointed that I can't really give an effective summary at this point. I mean, you've got all your regular episode goings-ons, but you also have all these moments when the interview will halt the plot to bring you your next taste of funny. I guess I'll just focus on the plot part then. Here it is, Rarity's Shop Manhattan Branch, and it's a dump. Nah, Carousel Boutique has looked worse. Maybe. Our intrepid heroes only have a few hours before the shop has to open that night. Hey Rarity, maybe you want to get started ahead of the curve next time? Just saying, you could have saved yourself some grief. The messy shop is a problem, but it's not the only one. In quick succession, we're shown the rest of the obstacles. These go on to include a kooky kid with blackmail on her side, invading raccoons, disorganized merchandise, a lack of employees, and a noise problem from the club upstairs. Alright, memorize it better than Rarity. Sorta helps that I have a script. Rarity doesn't miss her opportunity to put her friends to work, entrusting one problem to each of them while she prepares a single display window. Now, I feel like I don't even have to tell you about how they did while carrying out their jobs. Part of that feeling has to do with the fact that you've most probably already seen the episode, and if you haven't, what the heck are you doing here? So all the jobs backfired. In order to hide their shame, everybody collectively and silently agrees to lock Rarity into the window for the rest of the day. Oh man, it's sort of like Castle Sweet Castle, if they locked Twilight in the basement instead of sending her to the spa. Well, where did they go wrong? Well, that was apparently when they decided to go against their judgment in favor of something they thought Rarity would want. So they simply reverse the situation and go with their own flow, and everything is hunky-dory. Rarity's new shop gets a large opening night and a positive review. Only in Ponyland, people. We return to the present, there's a group hug, fade to black, cut to Burgerpants, and then credits roll. You know what, can I just say it? I'm sure you don't mind. I love this episode. Just give me a second to rave here. So all the freaking things were so funny with all the way the clips played together in the interview. All of a sudden Pinky just talking about a Pinky clone situation here. And then all of a sudden the Pinky clone shows up in the freaking back. That was awesome. And we also got Twilight organizing stuff and being all cute and organizing like she used to be back in her days with the library before that got blown up. Rarity got to shop and it was kind of cool. And we got some character references that didn't feel like they were forced down my throat. And more things. It's just an ingenious episode. They moved very well with it. J. Jonah Jameson Pony was nice and entertaining. The way the interview structure was placed just worked perfectly. I loved that little one-to-one on feeling I had as if I was giving them the interview and they were talking to me. I've never had an episode like that before, so it's just really fun, really nice. I enjoyed it very much. Whew. Okay. Moving on to more structured reviewing. The writer took quite a gamble on this episode's structure and he hit the jackpot. There were so many ways this episode could have failed. Confusing storytelling, annoying cutaways, flat jokes, trivial and unengrossing main plot, but he pulled it through. He also really showed the strength of these characters for storytelling, wringing the most he could out of them for an outstanding 22 minutes. Another thing I found interesting about this episode is how it brought the main six back to their elements. Each situation called for them to show their most well-known trait. Fluttershy had to be kind to the raccoons, AJ had to be honest with plaid stripes, Pinky had to keep the fun going, and Rainbow had to be loyal to the workers she found. Twilight, she certainly was magical this episode. Keep it up, Twilight. One other thing. I feel like we needed this episode last season with Canterlot Boutique. Rarity getting her shop in Canterlot was supposed to be a big deal, but it was treated as such a non-issue.
I'm so impressed you used the huge bonus she earned making the costumes for Sapphire Shore's Equestria-wide tour to open the second boutique.
I wish we could have switched these two episodes around, but water under the bridge. All in all, this episode was excellent. The performances were amazing, the jokes burst my sides, the story kept me engaged, and the music was good. Yeah, just listen for it, it's there. Shout out to Nick Confalone, or however you pronounce it, on this amazing entry into the MLP saga. This is definitely going on my top 10 Season 6 episodes.